Silence breaks. A single unheard switch flips inside the world. You wake up and immediately know something is different. A whisper blooms behind every voice. Not thoughts, not intention, but the lie itself. It sounds like a soft metallic chime, a staccato note under every sentence. Today, every lie has a sound. You have exactly 1 day. No more, no less. Level 1. You step into the kitchen. Mom says, "I'm fine." The chime rings. Cheap, small. The lie is a paper-thin bell. You see her hands hidden under the table. You hear a different rhythm beneath the falsehood, a deeper trembling tone. Grandpa says, "I remember perfectly." A fluted, brittle chime, age-worn, time-stretched thin. The barista smiles, "Great to see you." The chime is bright and sales-like. No real recognition. You start to notice textures. White lies are cotton. Protective lies are velvet. Omissions are thin glass. You learn to read the timbre. A lie about the weather sounds like a breeze. A lie about feelings sounds like a slammed door. Smallness becomes unbearable. You hear the truth under kindness. You hear the fear under cheer. You are not allowed to change anything yet. You are only allowed to listen. Level 2. You leave the house. The street is a choir of muffled bells. A neighbor waves. "How are you?" he asks. A bell with no tone. Empty social air. At the coffee shop, 2 friends talk. Laughter bursts. Each laugh carries a different lie. One is an apologetic rasp. "I couldn't make it, sorry." One is a smug tick. "I totally support you." You hear the cracks. A compliment sounds hollow. A promise sounds like a folded map. Gossip is a chorus, layered, complex, almost musical. A rumor has a rapid insect-like chitter. Jealousy buzzes like a fly. Your chest tightens. Every falsehood is a visible vibration. You start to catalog them. Who is protecting whom? Who is bluffing? Who is planning? Level 3. Work is worse. The office is a theater of small deceits. Colleagues trade metrics with glossy lies. "We're on track" sounds like marching drums. The manager's assurances are brass horns. Anonymity emails have a metallic ping, sharp, impersonal. The promotion pitch is lacquered wood. You hear promises being built and dismantled in the space of a breath. Backstabbing has a cold, grinding clank. Flattery is the faint, sweet note of sugar. When a coworker says, "I did the analysis," the lie reverberates like a hollow pipe. You feel the office as a machine of sound. Each key press a secret. Every handshake a layered composition. You keep moving through it, stunned and sober. Level 4. Strangers lie differently. They conserve energy. Their lies are efficient. A compliment from a host at a party sounds like polished stone. A politician on the screen speaks. His lies are a cathedral organ. Public lies are amplified. They reverberate in your bones. You hear policy promises as orchestral swells. You hear ads as practiced breaths. Vendors on the phone trade smooth lies. They sound like recorded loops. You learn the geography of falsehood. Close intimacy lies like velvet, mass lies like thunder. You notice how scale changes sound. A small lie becomes sharp under a microscope. A big lie becomes a foghorn. Level 5. You reach the tender places. The people who matter. Here, listening feels like trespassing. A partner says, "I'm fine." The lie is not small. It sounds like a stone sunk in a lake. Lovers have layered falsehoods. Some are meant to protect, others to hide. You hear the pause before a confession. It hums with possibility. You hear the word never and watch it split into lies. Secrets are dense chords. Infidelity whispers like a cracked violin. Forgiveness sometimes sounds like a held breath. You measure every silence. You realize how much of intimacy is mutual illusion. Telling the truth could heal, or it could destroy. You weigh the sound of truth against the sound of the lie. You do not decide yet. Level 6. Then you hear yourself. Your own voice carries a chime. You think you are honest, but your internal lies sound different. Rationalizations are wool. Denial is a flat drum. Your justifications are neat, clicking gears. You hear the small lies you tell yourself to sleep easier. I'm busy. I am coping. I'm brave. Each statement rings not as consolation, but as clattering glass. Hearing your own deceptions is the most violent shock. You confront the ways you bend truth to fit your story. You have to admit the comfort of a well-placed lie, the relief in crafting an explanation. You feel the ground under your feet shift. If you choose to speak truth later, will your words be believed? What does it mean to know the shape of your own untruths? Level 7. The day sharpens. You are an instrument of information. People are loud and unaware. You could confront them. You could become a judge. You could use the sounds to your advantage. Hold back. Remember, you have only one day. The temptation is a drumbeat. You watch a wealthy friend promise support. You watch a sibling lie about last night. You see the chimes and picture the fallout. You must decide. Do you become truth's executioner? Do you guard the secret and let life proceed? Do you tell the person who said they were fine that their voice told a different story? You test it. You say nothing and watch their face. You say everything and watch the collapse. You realize consequences are conversations that have not yet happened. They will live on past this listening. Your choice shapes more than this day. The last hour approaches. Sound grows raw. Lies pile into a crescendo. You feel exhausted. You are a gallery of other people's fractured notes. You stand at the edge of a decision. Wind whistles. Cars pack. Voices continue beneath their surfaces. You remember why lies exist: to protect, to survive, to spare, to conquer. Not all lies are evil. Some are scaffolding people use until they can stand. Some are poison. Some are medicine. You decide. You gather the threads. You pick the smallest, kindest truth. You choose a single confrontation. You call your mother back. You say, "I heard you. You're not fine. Tell me." She hesitates. The metallic chime in her voice cracks. She cries, not because you exposed her, because you gave her permission to be honest. You later sit with your friend who lied about being supportive. You don't accuse. You ask. He unravels. He was drowning in envy, smoothed by bravado. You stay. You listen. You let the lies become doors instead of weapons. You do not fix everything. You cannot. But you open a few rooms. You use your day to adjust trajectories, not to demolish lives. Final minutes. The last minute tolls like a bell. You hear the silent sound diminish. The world compresses back into ordinary speech. The chimes fade. A hush returns. You are left with echoes. Some confessions came. Some remain buried. Some relationships are altered. Some are saved. You sit in a room of honest rubble. You are changed. You spent a day as an unintended oracle. You learned how pervasive and how human deception is. You learned which lies you can live with and which ones you cannot. As night falls, you make a list, not of lies, but of actions, calls to make, appointments to keep, apologies to shape, conversations to start. You understand that the true power is not hearing the lies. It is what you do after. When the sounds were loudest, you chose to ask instead of condemn, to stay instead of flee, to listen instead of weaponize. You keep this day like a scar, a reminder that honesty can cut and that it can heal. You sleep. Tomorrow, voices return to their soft disguises. You will not hear the chime again. But you will carry the knowledge. You will carry the responsibility. You promised yourself one thing: to misuse the listening never again, to make one change, to be slightly more honest, to build less scaffolding, to invite less illusion. The last thought before you drift is quiet. A small, clean bell, not a lie, a promise you plan to keep.